Hello everybody, I'm coming back with another video about the upcoming Wonderland Online, which at the time when I am recording this, the game seems to be scheduled to release in about 2 hours, and I am super excited about that. But in this video I wanted to discuss a few things, mainly about what's coming in the new expansion pack, which will be released on Steam in English, as you may know, and to address a few things about the differences between the original Chinese server and the C server or Thai server. First of all, I'm going to touch base and say that the two servers are completely different and they are completely separate from each other. You wouldn't be able to play with either account from either server on the other one and vice versa, if that makes sense. I will explain what I mean by that in a bit, but as you know, in the last 7 years or so, the version I've been making videos about has been the Chinese version, which was also the original game that came for mobile, released by Chinese Gamer. And as you may know or not, there was a certain thread on WLODB created by myself on the 9th of January 2017, which was pretty much about 4 days from when the original game was released on mobile. And I can't believe that it is now 7 years later and we are finally getting an English version for this game from the developers themselves. Now don't get me wrong, for those of you who have played the game in the last 7 years, you do know that there were a few people in the community who have worked together towards an English patch, which was created and published for everybody to enjoy on their Discord server, and we have pretty much been playing an English version of the game thanks to the guys who worked on this, and I am super grateful to them. And don't worry guys, your work hasn't been in vain. We appreciate all the hard work you have put into this and all the cool features that you have brought to us over the years. But I won't lie that I'm super excited that there is an actual official English version of the game coming. And I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of other people who are super excited about this just as I am. And as I was saying, we have our official version of the mobile, which came from Chinese Gamer, and at the same time we do have a C server which got released last year, if I'm not mistaken, sometime around October. And the good thing about this version was that the C server released their own English version of the game, but the only downside was that you could only play it on mobile and there was no PC client which would allow for a cross-play experience. So you wouldn't be able to play on your mobile and your computer unless you were using an Android emulator and you were installing the game that way to be able to enjoy it on your PC as well. Now, the problem is, for those of you who have started playing Wonderland M after October last year and you haven't been with us from the beginning when Wonderland was officially brought to mobile, then you won't be able to play the official English version, which is coming to Steam with the accounts from the C server. You would only be able to continue playing with the accounts that you have made and played with on that version of the game, which I was talking about, and the one that I have been making videos and posts about for the last 7 years. And another huge difference between the two versions of the game, apart from the fact that you can't have a cross-play experience, and so the other downside is that I'm not sure when the huge expansion pack is going to be released to Wonderland M, because as far as I know, since they are not necessarily affiliated with Chinese Gamer, but they did buy the license, it could be some time until you will also experience that expansion pack on this server, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what's the details on that. If anybody knows, please feel free to leave a comment below, because that would be great for those who do play this version and they would want to know when this expansion pack would be coming for them as well. And now the thing is that It's not only the fact that the game is finally getting an English version. Oh no, there's a lot of other things which get added to the game, which I'm going to talk about in this video, and I'm super excited to talk about them. But first, I wanted to show you the games side by side. So over here I have the Chinese gamer version. Let's call this one Mobile Wonderland, and let's call the C server Wonderland M, because that's what people know it as on Google Play. And so at the moment for Mobile Wonderland, I am using the PC client with the community's fan-made English patch applied, which changes the interface when you go on the game. And I just wanted to show you like a comparison between the two. So for example, let's take the servers. There are different servers. Again, you wouldn't be able to use the accounts from one of them to the other or the other way around. So two entirely separate games, but the expansion pack I'm talking about, which is coming in less than 2 hours now, is for Mobile Wonderland, which some of us have been playing since it was released 7 years ago. I know I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but I do want to make sure that the information is relayed clear and that it makes sense most of the time, because it seems to make more sense in my head than it does when I say it out loud sometimes. And so I was able to install Wonderland M on my PC due to the Windows subsystem for Android, which is available with Windows 11, which essentially means that I can install any Android app on my PC without the need of an Android emulator. And so I acquired this so I could show it to you as well today. So let's log in and see what's going on. The interface is not that much different, but you do have to keep in mind that Mobile Wonderland had a collaboration with Norn Saber, which brought us a few things not too long ago, such as 2 new characters which we could create and play with, a few characters which came from the game over to us, and honestly I haven't really played a lot since the collab happened, so I don't have full details on that. But what I do know is that Wonderland M does not have the same collab with Norn Saber. And if you don't know what Norn Saber is, it is basically this futuristic sort of take on Wonderland that was quite different when it came to the story, to the characters, to the way you fight, the quests, and pretty much everything else. I think only the graphics were the thing that the two games had in common, and a few of the locations from Wonderland were available in Norn Saber. But yeah, as far as I know, Wonderland M doesn't have this collab ongoing. I don't know if it will be available or not, and when that will happen. The same way as I don't know when... Oh, since I was talking about Norn Saber, this was the release trailer for when that happened. As you can see, 2 characters came across from there. And not just that, you can probably have a look at this trailer over here, and you can see that maybe a few of the quests were brought across and a few of the functionalities as well. And again, I am not quite sure when Wonderland M is going to get this expansion pack that is coming in a couple hours, because I don't know how their licensing works and what exactly they are doing, to be fair. But if you do want to experience the Norn Saber collab and this new expansion pack, I do recommend you switch over to the original mobile game. I mean, no one forces you to, but of course if you wanted to experience all that, that would be the only way you would be able to, because again, you won't be able to use your Wonderland M accounts on this version of the game. So that pretty much means that people who have been playing Wonderland M would have to start from level 1, I'm afraid. But I promise you that it's totally worth it. Okay, so now that we've seen a comparison between the two, which wasn't huge, it's literally just the fact that this one came first 7 years ago, this one came second 1 year ago. There's a different licensing because the games are not interconnected in any way. They are 2 different developers and publishers, so I don't know when this cool stuff is coming to this version of the game, but I do know when it's coming for this one. Well, I'm going to close these because I no longer need that. I will focus only on Mobile Wonderland from this point onwards. So, as you can see on their website, we have this cool new banner with these two cool characters, which I think are the new characters that you'll be able to play with. The same way you create any other character, you would be able to choose from these two as well, which is pretty cool. And we have a fifth element joining us, which is going to be the darkness element, which brings a brand new set of skills and gameplay, which is going to be super cool. Now over here we have our wish list event that just passed, and if we had 6,000 people wishlist the game on Steam before its release date, we would get all these goodies over here, including this awesome pair of wings. So thank you everybody who wishlisted the game, including those friends of mine who I asked to wishlist it, but they have no idea what this game is about. You guys are the MVPs. Now moving on, there were some events, as far as I know, where some VTubers collabed with the game, or more likely the game collabed with them, and they have been streaming the new version of the game in the past couple days. And as far as I know, the one on the left here will be added as a pet in the game. They actually made a character for her, and they also made a character for her on the right, but she will only be an NPC. And in regards to the rest of the information, I'm going to pull up my trustworthy pictures, which I have received from somebody from a Discord server, which was related to Wonderland Rhodes Island, which is also a separate server of Wonderland, and where I have been playing in the past, but not as much anymore because I started focusing again on the mobile version. Okay, so we are going to get a 14-day sign-in reward event after the expansion pack is released from June 26th to July 9th. And basically we have to go to this NPC, which I believe is one of the VTubers character, and we can claim some rewards. Also on the 14th day, it seems that we are gonna receive a Phantom heavy duty motorcycle, which seems pretty cool. And these are the rewards that we're going to get over the 14 days. You can have a look over here, and you can pause the video if it's easier for you. And the other picture that I have over here are the highlights of the Steam release. So again, the game is due to release in a couple hours. I have no idea if I'm going to upload this video before that happens or after it happens, but I'll do my best to post it before. So chances are that if you're watching this right now, the game is already live, so go ahead and download it from Steam and have fun. Okay, so we're gonna have the English language added, which is only going to be available for the version on Steam, which means that mobile players, either iOS or Android, are not going to benefit from this yet, but who knows, maybe later in the year, or maybe beginning of next year, or who knows, you guys might get an English version for mobiles as well. There's going to be a new server that gets released, a new element, which is the dark one, or darkness. I felt like darkness made more sense. There will be the two new playable characters, which I've shown you earlier. 25 rounds challenge is turned into 30 rounds challenge. We're gonna have the login rewards as well. The item mall packs are going to have a deal on them of buy one get one free. There's going to be double experience. There will be a time-limited instance as well. Now, I don't know what that one is all about, but I will assume that there will be really cool rewards on that. And there will be one new pet, as far as I know, from the posts that I've seen from the official Facebook page of the game. And that will be the VTuber that I was telling you about earlier. Although now that I think about it, I know there was an event going on where people were asked to design their own pet. So if somebody won that event already, I'm pretty sure they would bring the pet into the game. So maybe that's what the two new pets is about. But I do know about the VTuber person being in the game as a pet 100%, and that everybody should be able to get her. So yeah, that's the big highlights of what's coming with this new expansion pack, and I am eagerly waiting for this. hopefully I'm still gonna be up because it's already almost 3 a.m. and I have work later on in the day, but if I manage to post this in time before the expansion gets released, I want to wish all of you good luck, and I hope you have a lot of fun with the new expansion pack.